Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Freaky Tales on this fine Wednesday evening. I want to thank everybody on the live chat, everybody who decided not to be on the live chat, everybody who liked, comments, subscribed, unsubscribed. I want to thank all the podcasters that are watching me with your fake pages. Much love and respect to you guys. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. We got a special one. Okay. But you know what? I don't want to talk my head off. But other than that, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and everybody who's going to tune in later and watch the rerun. I don't know if we still use that word in 2025, the word rerun. But if you don't know, Google it. Okay. Other than that, I'm going to introduce somebody that is no stranger to our podcast. He's been here plenty of times. He's excited. I'm excited. We're going to have fun with this. So let's go. Afro is in the building. How are you doing?
Yo, Tony, what up?
I'm doing good, brother. You're good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me, bro.
Well, I'm glad you're here. You know what? First and foremost, how long has it been? Was it this year you were here? Or was it last year?
I feel like it was a little bit longer, maybe last year.
I think so too. Yeah, and we went over movies. Yeah. A lot of people have been requesting you back, man. So I'm glad you're here. But today we got a specific topic. I'm glad that the other day we were actually talking and we were saying, like, what can we talk about? What movies? And then you said, Ed Gein, that's my guy.
Right. That's somebody I'm very knowledgeable about. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take our time. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to let people know about Ed Gein. But other than that, Alex, if you can get that for me, please. I wanted to ask you, since then, what has, Afro been doing? Because a lot of people that may know or may not know, you are an artist. You do release your album. As a matter of fact, no, you know what? It might have been... Because I think you dropped an album in October. I think that was the last time you were here.
Last year. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Around Halloween.
Yeah. So, what, as you as an artist, what have you been up to?
Same. I've just been. I've been producing a lot. I've been focusing on more projects as far as like being more hands-on with the mixing and the mastering, and just building myself up as an engineer at home as well, and also developing a lot of artists that I think are very dope, but just don't have the necessary push behind them. Yes. So I'm also into going into that as well.
Okay. Now, before we get started, I always like to bless you, because it's like when we talk about movies, I like to get into in the movie vibe. So I kind of want that vibe back. So I'm going to start it off once again like that, because I don't want to break tradition. So with that being said, let me go ahead and start right here. Okay. If you're going to watch your movies, and it's going to be good because October 3rd, something very special is going to come out. So I hope you can enjoy some ET food.
Thank you so much, bro.
Some Reese's Pieces, okay.
Awesome.
Every once in a while, I like to have some Sour Patch, something sour. I hope you can enjoy these.
That's awesome.
Okay.
All right.
And this is one of my, I like caramel, so every once in a while, I'll have some of these. The Milk Duds,
can't go wrong.
old school.
Can't go wrong.
Okay. Then when you're in the movies, you got to have some popcorn. It's my favorite popcorn right here. Okay. And you can't watch a movie without chewing on some of these.
Red Vines.
There you go.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
And if you want to put like a, I forgot what you call it, like a, the baby bottle, like, they have the nipple where you can sip on one of these. Okay. That one's yours.
The nipple.
Yes, that one's yours. We don't have to open it right now. We're going to open mine.
Thank you so much.
Here's the bag. Enjoy. Okay, and then if you can give me a shot cup right there, I'm gonna make us a drink really quick. Give me one of those right there, my bro.
Let's do it.
Now, this drink was actually introduced to me earlier this year by Psycho Les.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out Les. That's my brother. Shout out.
I was on Dr. Green Thumb, and then he goes, "Hey, bro, you're gonna have to try one of these." And I was like, "Okay, what is it?" And he said, "Just try it out. It has a little spice to it, but I actually really, really like it."
So like a ginger beer?
Yes, exactly. It's a ginger beer.
Awesome.
So he pours one shot. So let me pour my shot. Okay. And by the way, for those of you guys that saw me on the Dr. Green Thumb show earlier this year, make an announcement right now. Me and High C will be on there this Wednesday at 2:00. So make sure you guys tap in. So once again, Tony A, High C, Dr. Green Thumb this Wednesday, 2:00. I'll be releasing the flyer so you guys can check it out. Okay, so then we just poured this little ginger beer in, mixed with that. It's almost kind of like a ginger ale type of deal. But you know what's funny? I was looking for a damn ginger ale, and I couldn't find one at damn Target.
No Seagrams, no none of that?
None of that, bro. So
Ginger beer is really good though. Like,
Okay.
it's honestly a really good pairing.
Okay, let's have a little toast.
Toast, brother.
Before we get started.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, bro. All right.
What do you think?
Smooth.
Has a little spice to it, huh?
Nice
Okay.
kick. Yeah.
Okay, let me go ahead and look up what I was going to look up. So the title is Ed Gein. Alex, if you can go ahead and post up his picture. Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, Edward Theodore Gein, once again, born August 27th, 1906.
2 days before me.
Yeah. Okay, he passed away July 26, 1984. Okay, also known as the Butcher of Plainfield or the Plainfield Ghoul.
That's right.
Was an American murderer, suspect, serial killer, and body snatcher.
That's right. Grave robber as well.
Yes, okay.
Oh, grave robber.
In 1957, after authorities discovered that he had exhumed corpses from local graveyards and fashioned keepsakes from their bones and skin, he also confessed to killing 2 women, tavern owner Mary Hogan in 1954 and hardware store owner Bernice. Yes, 1957 as well. Okay. Gein was initially found unfit to stand trial. I mean, what a coincidence that he was unfit.
Deemed criminally insane.
Yes, okay. And confined to a mental health facility by 1968, the year that I was born. He was judged competent to stand trial. He was found guilty of the murders of Warden, but was found legally insane and thus was remanded to a psychiatric institution. Gein died in mental health institute from respiratory failure resulting from lung cancer on July 26, 1984, age 77. And that guy still lived a long life.
Yeah, he lived, yep.
Yeah. He is buried next to his family in Plainfield Cemetery, an unmarked grave, because motherfuckers will go over there and do something.
And I just watched a video a couple of days ago. People have actually snatched Ed Gein's headstone. So he's buried between his mom, his pop, and his brother Henry. And they all have headstones, but he does not. His grave is just straight up empty. So
right. Okay, now let me ask you this. Growing up, okay, I believe it was 1974, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Was that the year?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, Texas Chainsaw Massacre comes out. Me, my older brother Frank, my mom, my whole family hop in a station wagon, the typical Mexican family, and we go to the damn theater, most likely the Vermont Theater in the city of Gardena, which just doesn't exist anymore. So we used to go watch all of our movies there, okay? And of course, ahí viene el hombre con el serrucho. Here comes the man with the chainsaw. First and foremost, to me as a kid, that movie was too fucking real, bro.
The way it was shot, too, it felt like documentary style. Now,
keep in mind, this is 74. I'm born in 68. Do the math. I'm 6 years old. I really had no business going watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay? I think the craziest part was, remember when he opens up the door and he hits that dude in the head with the fucking hammer? And he's on the fucking floor and it's shaking and shit? Yeah. That scared the living shit out of me, bro. Now, I can't see, as a director, I directed a documentary. I know when we say cut, I'm not that experienced. But no, I want you to hit him over the head better, shake a little bit more, close the door. When you grab this girl from the waist, you got to act a little bit more. Bro, it was hard to believe that they were acting.
Yeah. But that's how good Gunnar Hansen was as Leatherface. He was so locked into the role that it was it was terrifying. It was iconic.
Yes.
He made a stamp in that film.
Okay, so now growing up my whole life, I thought, because people were saying that it was based on a true story. People were saying that. So I thought that Leatherface, the way he was
the real deal.
Was the real deal, okay? Obviously, growing up, you start hearing that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 movie was inspired by Ed Gein.
Right.
Okay.
As well as Psycho and Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, I didn't know about Psycho. Yeah. Okay. Now, what is it, 1990 or 91 when Silence of the Lambs comes out? I don't remember what year it was.
91, yeah, around there, yeah.
Okay.
91, I want to say.
So we go see Jodie Foster and then this Buffalo Bill guy, okay? Right. as weird as it may sound, the most memorable fucking part is when that guy hides the sausage
in the mirror dancing. Right?
Yeah, can you post that up and show us? Obviously, we cropped it out, so we didn't.
Very fucked up.
Yeah, there he goes, right there. So he's hiding the sausage right there. All right. So my thing is now, then I hear that Buffalo Bill, not necessarily the movie, but Buffalo Bill was inspired by Ed Gein.
As well, yes.
Okay, because this guy would cut people's skin off,
Yes.
you know. Now, this guy who played Buffalo Bill, I have to say this. He played the perfect fucking role.
He was incredible. Ted, what's his name? Ted Demi, not Ted Demi. I think it is Ted Demi. But he's phenomenal. He was just insanely good playing Buffalo Bill.
He played the perfect role, and just the way he talked, the way he carried himself. It's funny because when I see him in other movies, he's Buffalo Bill, bro.
Even when he's playing like a hostage negotiator or a cop, I still see Buffalo. Yeah, that's right.
I still see
Bill. Yeah.
I still see him, bro. So now going back now, Psycho, I didn't know that it was also inspired by Ed Gein.
Oh yeah, there's a whole big connection with Norman Bates and his mom, and Ed Gein and his mom.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about, because earlier when we had talked, you had said that Ed Gein was your dude. Not like he was your homie, but like you know about him, you studied him.
Right.
You mentioned something about you being 13 years old. Walk us through that.
Yeah, so my introduction to Ed Gein was through a very short mini documentary that's about 24 minutes. You can find it on YouTube. It's called The Ghoul of Plainfield, and it was on the special features of the 2003 version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I was a big fan of even around at that time at that age. Yeah. So I'm going through the special features. Around 13, I'm like, yo, what's the deal with this guy? I'm watching about 5 minutes in, and I was extremely horrified. Even still to this day, I did a little revisit on the mini doc, and it still gave me the creeps really badly. I think it's just very well done, and I think it's a quick introduction, a good introduction to Ed Gein if you're not aware of him. But that was the first time that I was put on his crimes.
And you were 13 years old, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was it, if anything, that intrigued you about him?
I had to say, even then and even now, if he's not number one, he is one of the very most sick, twisted killers that ever lived in history. For him to not only gather body parts, but to make cups and bowls out of human skin and wear skin suits and rob graves that were freshly buried. He was just and even his fascination, what he studied, he would study 18th century grave robberies. And even and we can even touch on his abuse that he went through when he was a kid, but he also went through a lot of hallucinations. And he was seeing, he was smelling things that weren't there. He was just, some people can argue that he was legitimately insane, but at the same time, he was fully aware of what the hell he was doing.
Yeah. Now, when you look at him, like, okay, October 3rd, they're dropping the Ed Gein series on Netflix. Okay, under the series of Monsters. And for those of you guys that may not have seen it, the first series that they dropped was on Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, and then the next one was Menendez, which I thought Jeffrey Dahmer and the Menendez was good. Okay,
I enjoyed both of them.
Yeah, I enjoyed both. So I'm hoping to enjoy, this Ed Gein one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you look at Ed Gein, what you said and what I read, that this guy was a grave robber. Later on in Jeffrey Dahmer, I did a little bit more research, and his mother came out and said that he would rob graves as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. So there was kind of like a little, maybe Jeffrey Dahmer was inspired by him. I don't know.
There's I was just telling Elena in the car. I was saying there's similarities between killers like Dahmer, Ted Bundy, and Ed Gein. Now, some of the ladies around the time would call them handsome, or they were very attractive. But there's the flip side, that these guys seem like normal people.
Yes.
They seem like your next door neighbor taking out the trash. You wouldn't think twice about it. And that's where I feel like even Gacy, I feel like a lot of these guys fit in the same column as far as that goes. Like, these guys seem to be normal people. So.
Yeah, now the crazy part about this is that when I heard Jeffrey Dahmer's mom's, I guess it was a transcript that I was reading that supposedly she told the police this, that he would look in the newspaper for local funerals that were going to take place. And he would actually go to the funeral, like if he was a friend or a family member. And then when they would bury him that day, he'd come back at night and even open it and lay in there with them.
Sick.
Yeah, sometimes even try to take the body, you know. So it was a lot of that great. Now, my thing is this. You look at Ted Bundy. He was a guy that was into necrophilia, okay? He would take out these women, save the bodies, and then come back every so often and have sex with them.
Right.
So there's a fascination with these people when it comes to the dead, you know, and I always wonder, like, what the hell is it? You know, I don't care to find out, but you kind of just like, what the hell is it that makes you like, okay, I want her dead for me to experience her? Like,
from what I understand, a lot of these killers get extreme pleasure out of the killing. It's also like it's pretty graphic, but a lot of these killers actually ejaculate as well while they're killing in the process of it, and it is a very it goes down right to enjoyment and pleasure as well. You know, it's very sick.
Yeah, very, very sick. Now, so obviously this guy gets caught, and we're going to find out a little bit more about it when the series drops. Hopefully it sticks to the script of what really, really happened. And I believe this happened in Wisconsin?
Yes. This was Plainfield, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Okay, now from what you know and from what you've looked into, give us a little bit of his background of his childhood from what you know.
Yeah, so his father, I believe his name was George, he was an abusive alcoholic. He abused Ed and his brother Henry while they were younger. His mother, Augusta, was pretty crazy. She was considered a religious fanatic, and she would always put it among the boys' heads that every woman was evil except her, and that every woman was out for lust. Every woman was was pretty much a sexual object. That's how that she treated every other woman besides her. Right. So she would hammer that down onto them, and some people can argue that that was like a beginning start of why Gein was kind of going crazy. And the reason why the mother wouldn't leave the father was because she was more religious. She said, we're in it to, you know, this is a marriage,
we're gonna make it
legally
work.
binded, you know, so that was the main aspect of why the parents even stuck together. One of the first starting points was when the father passed away, leaving Augusta, the mother, only alone taking care of the boys, and that's when pretty much all hell broke loose. That's when he really took interest in the grave robbing, and it started going off the deep end.
I mean, we pretty much know the answer, but just to ask for the podcast sake, do you think that's when that all started pretty much for him, as far as possibly him losing it?
I think so. I think it was like a combination of things, but also I would put maybe partly the blame on the mother, but also him as well. You know, it's like a meeting of the two. But I do think it was a starting point.
So you know what that tells us, to be quite honest with you, Afro, is that whatever the kids see at home between the mother and the father is going to affect your children.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's just take one instance. If you're constantly seeing the father going off on the mother or the mother going off on the father, those kids are going to think that it's okay.
Absolutely.
You know, like I named this couple that I know. I mean, I won't name them, but let me share this with you. They have a son, and the wife was always disrespecting the father. The father was always trying to make the marriage work, okay? But the mother was always cussing out the father in front of the son. So guess what? One day I went over, the son was already older, he was a teenager, and he would speak to his father exactly the way the mother would.
Like down to a T, yeah.
And I just never understood that. Like, for an example, he walks in and the son tells the dad, "Who drank all my motherfucking beer?" And I turn around like,
damn. Yeah,
like who?
Get your ass whipped talking like that.
Bro, I looked at my mother crazy and I get my teeth knocked out, okay? So I just never understood that. So it is important on how we behave in front of the children, because they're going to copy us, bro.
And all they did was fight. Augusta and George, the mother and the father, she made a point every time to tell her sons that the father was a piece of shit, or that she hated his guts. She would just stay there because, you know, religiously, that's what she believed in. She wanted to, you know,
but that's crazy that you said.
But every time she would just, like, any chance she got, she would say how much she hated him.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And I trip out today when I see the majority of people that I know, especially around my city, the way the kids talk to the parents. almost like it's their brother or sister.
Like they're the grown up.
They're the grown up,
like
and then
they're the adult. Yeah.
And we wonder, okay, who wears the pants at home? But oh well.
Even in a lot of films, another thing, me and Elena, sometimes we go watch a movie at the theater, and a lot of times the kid acts the same way. They're shitting on the father or the mother and father trying to do their best they can, but it's the kid that's just like mouthy and just horrible. And that's a common trope that I'm seeing a lot in films nowadays too.
Yeah, bro. Like, where's this generation going, bro? But so this guy grows up pretty much seeing all of this. And I'm going to refer back to Jeffrey Dahmer because they said that when he was a kid, he started playing with dead animals.
Yeah.
He started playing with sick shit like that. I wonder if this guy did the same thing. He must have.
I don't know if there's anything I can recollect with that, but I do know a lot of serial killers share that as far as like playing with dead animals, killing animals at a very young age. There's like a sick fascination with it around that development age. A lot of them share that.
Think about this. Say you had, hypothetically, John Wayne Gacy, okay, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ed Gein in one room. And you could sit down with one of those guys for 1 hour and talk to him. Who would it be?
Oof. I got to go with Gein. I think out of the sickest, all of them are almost equally as sick, but the two that stand out to me that are just a little sicker than others are Gacy and Gein. I think just with Gein, I can't think of the other guys actually cutting off flesh and wearing it on their face as a skin suit. Like that is like the other things are horrible, of course, what Dahmer and what Bundy did, but like I think Gein just took it a step above the extremism of his crimes. Like it's to a point where there's ickier, and then there's just extreme. Oh my God, that's horrible. The worst shit ever, and that's Gein to me. He's out of all the serial killers, he's the one that stood out to me the most as far as like a truly sick mind.
Yeah. Okay. Now, in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974, this guy, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he wore an actual mask. Okay. I don't know if it was somebody's face or pieces of face that he stitched together. That's what it seemed like. I think
that's what it was. I think he had stitched different like victim skins together.
Okay.
To form the mask.
Now you look at what's his name on Silence of the Lamb? What's the actor's name? The main actor?
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins, phenomenal actor. Okay, in that movie, he wore one of the police masks.
Right. And that's the moment that reminds me the most when I watch Silence of the Lambs relating to Ed Gein. Like even that little shot with Anthony wearing that's what rings the bell for me. Okay, now you guys try to understand this. Okay. I'm trying to make sense of it because I'm not one of these crazy bastards, okay? But to think like this, Afro, your skin looks kind of nice. I think it would look nice on me. Like, what goes through their mind to think that? Like, I want to wear your face. I think there is I don't know exactly who said it. There have been people on accounts, people believing that Ed Gein was also possessed and that he was also the reason why he was hearing these things, smelling these things, and whispers talking to him is because people really thought so a handful of people think he was possessed. So that kind of reminds me of that. There comes to a point where somebody is so dark or so there's no heart beating left that this person is just a pure dark either spirit or there's an evil spirit driving them, or that's how I've always felt when someone is stooped to that level of evil.
You know what's crazy? The way you just described it. What's the guy from Halloween? The doctor.
Loomis.
Dr. Loomis. Okay, that's the way he described Michael Myers.
His eyes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like his eyes are dead. I'm forgetting the quote verbatim, but his eyes are dead. There's no light behind those eyes. That is that's the devil, pretty much.
Yeah, bro. So. And then, like you said, these people could be insane or possessed, but act totally normal around people.
And that's what kind of fascinates me too, is that you have this switch. You have this switch where you can shake someone's hand and be like, "Hello, this is a nice weather we're having," right. And then you go back home and there's victims in your shed. And the manner of Ed Gein's crimes were so sickly that even if he was a human doing this, I've always felt like there was more to it. Like, not any regular human could do this shit. You know, I felt like the manners of how he displayed the bodies, what he did, what he kept. He would Bernice Warden. If you look into the crime of how he did her body, it was horrible.
I've seen a picture of it, I believe.
Yes. He had her. It's really stomach churning, but he had her hung upside down like a deer. He had gutted her carcass. He decapitated her head. He put hooks into her skin. People would think that he wanted to hang her up like an ornament, but the cops had found her body before he was able to carry any of that out.
Yeah, but the picture that I saw was like years ago, but he had gutted her, like you said, like a deer. Yeah. It was sick, bro. Yeah. Like for somebody to sit there.
No regular human does that shit. I really feel like there's an extra driving demonic force to that shit.
I have to.
That's just me though, but.
No, I have to agree with that as well, bro. I have to agree with that. I mean, because you know what? Like, I won't say what album, I'll tell you afterwards. In 1992, we were in Texas. Somebody gave me a CD. He goes, here you go. Listen to it at your own risk. And I said, the hell? I looked at it, and I know who the artist is. And I go, this guy's dope. And he said, a sane man could not have wrote that. So I understand when you look into somebody's fucking, horror collection like Ed Gein, and then they show you the fucking body, they'll tell you a sane man could not have done that.
Exactly.
So yeah, so that right there is crazy. Now, Halloween, the guy wore a mask. He described them the way you described them, that Michael Myers was just he was a soulless person, the devil. But now you look at, like you said, how there's a switch. John Wayne Gacy. Okay, he was loved by the community.
Yeah, he was a clown. He would be a clown at kids' birthday parties. The parents loved him. The whole community loved him. They thought he was one of the nicest guys ever.
And they never suspected a thing.
Not one thing.
And I think he had 28, 29 kid bodies under his house?
Underneath the, I want to say the cellar, or underneath the ground. He had bodies. He would pick up the kids. He would bring them back to the house. A little bit similar to Dahmer, but the difference is that he would have all these bodies underneath that crawling space.
Wow. And you know what was so funny about him was this, that when I saw several documentaries on John Wayne Gacy, was the police that interviewed him said pretty much like, we know what you're doing. We know what you did. He said at that time, he kind of like owned up to it and started somewhere like bragging, yeah, I did this here. I did this here. Like, it was almost like it was his time to shine.
And that's how a good amount of them act when they're finally caught. It's like, they kind of give up and they're like, you know what? I might as well own up to it. And they become very showy about it. It's like they love that they got caught.
Yes. Yes.
And it reminded me, we just watched a Wednesday episode where I won't spoil what character, but one guy, they're thinking that he's not the killer. He's not the monster. And then when the cop finally the cop is finally like, okay, it's not him. You can talk to him. Like the main character Wednesday suspecting him. And then right when the cop walks away, that evil grin comes on and the switch turns on and he's like, guess what? Now, I didn't get caught, so I'm going to come a little bit harder next time. So it's really creepy. Like they have that switch, or a good amount of them.
Son of Sam, okay? Sam Berkowitz, I believe that's his name. Okay, if you guys watch the video, when he gets arrested and they're taking him to the car, he's smiling. He's smiling like, they got me. The cameras are on me.
They love it. They love that attention. Yeah.
Clout is a hell of a fucking drug, huh?
And what's weird to me is that these are the same guys who are, in a way, doing their best not to get caught, but they're also pretending to be, regular humans in the community.
Yeah. I had Gil Carrillo, the retired detective that helped bring Richard Ramirez to justice. I had him here, okay? And we did an interview together. And off camera, he told me that the crimes that they couldn't convict Richard of because there wasn't enough evidence, he would later on brag to him about him. Like he was like
the
saying,
ones that they didn't get.
Right. He was like, Gil, he goes, you guys looked in the wrong place in Frisco. And he would be like, well, where are we supposed to look? And he would just wink. Okay, so there was more that he did that he didn't get convicted of, but he would brag about it. And then on one of them, I think this one kind of went viral back then, that he bragged and said, oh, you know what I love? I love stabbing somebody in the stomach and watching their face like turn white and where they can no longer scream.
Sheesh. I do feel like a lot of these killers, it's very similar to that. Whereas they are waiting. There are so many murders that they committed that haven't been caught, that they were dancing in joy at, you know, like at that. Yeah.
You know, and then there was another thing that he was telling us that it's crazy, bro, how these guys have groupies. He said,
especially Richard Ramirez too, and Charles Manson.
Yeah, he said Richard Ramirez had a lot of groupies. He goes, the sad thing is he married the ugliest one.
Oh shit!
Now he did say something, so I kind of want to tie this to the Ed Gein. I wonder if Ed Gein, or if a lot of these guys like the Bundys, the Gacy's, if they got off in the fear that these people displayed, like did that turn them on? Let me give an example. He wanted to understand Richard Ramirez a little bit more, so he talked to a psychologist, and he said, to these people, sex is whatever makes them feel good. If it's to beat somebody, batter somebody, bruise somebody, shoot somebody, that's their form of sex.
Right.
It makes them feel good. Now, Richard's first supposedly killing, he walks through the back of believe this condo. A girl's getting out of the car. Richard shoots her. She falls down, but she lives. He thought she died. He goes in the house. There's a girl in the kitchen. She hears him coming in. She ducks and hides. As she comes up, Richard's right there and shoots her. Bam. Okay? So this girl that got shot in the garage runs around thinking Richard's going to walk out the same way, so she wants to dodge him. But no, this fool walks through the front. She's coming around, and they meet each other in the front again. Damn. Okay? This is how he knew that Richard got off on the fear, because Richard pointed the gun at her again, and then she said, what are you going to do, shoot me again? You already shot me. She stood up to him. He put his gun down and walked away.
Oh, wow. Oof.
So he didn't get off on the fear.
Reminds me of Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah. Well, what it was is like, okay, she's not scared. I'm not going to get off on this. So let me just walk away. So it's, and a lot of these, like, look, Richard Ramirez was a big pussy, because when he got caught and they beat his ass, he was yelling, okay, it's me, it's me, it's me. Like, in other words, stop. Motherfucker, you weren't saying that when you were butchering these people.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, so I got a feeling that a lot of these guys get off on having somebody, to corner somebody, or they're going to shank them, and they get off on their fear. You look at the movie like Saw. I mean, not Saw, I'm sorry. Hostile. I only seen partial.
Yeah.
These bastards get off on torturing people, bro.
The entire sequence. Every time you see in the torture chamber, or you go into room to room to room to room, all of them are having a picnic with this shit. You know?
Bro, honestly, I found that movie very disturbing, bro.
It is. It's fucked up. And what's I tour a lot, so sometimes I'm on the European trains, and sometimes I get sketched out, because sometimes I'm dolo and I'm carrying all my bags, and I look over, I see some dudes that look just like the Hostel film. They got the suits and ties, the newspaper, they look at eyes darting. I'm like, I keep my guard up whenever I go over there because of Hostel.
How many times have you been overseas, bro?
A good amount. I want to say in the past 11 years, I've had about 8 or 9 European tours.
Okay. You like it over there?
Yeah, I think it's dope. Yeah.
That's
I like
dope.
One of my favorite spots, Oslo, Norway. I love Switzerland, and Berlin, Germany is dope. They treat you very nice. And shout out Dublin, Ireland as well. They're very hospitable over there.
All good. So now back to Ed Gein. After once again reading what little I read about him, you look at some of his pictures, okay? And this guy could have been a damn deacon or an usher at a church.
Yeah, he looked like a custodian or a janitor, or he just looked like an everyday man, like a blue-collar worker.
But he was a damn monster. You want a refill on that?
Yeah, sure, I'll take one. Thank you.
Okay. Alex, can you go get us the other two, please?
Thank you, brother. But yeah, that's what I'm not like when I was first studying him at 13, I was a little bit more scared of like the pictures they would display. Like whenever serial killers who have died, whenever they show them in like forensic files kind of style, I would always get the creeps over it. But now I recognize how much of an everyday man he appeared or looked like or appeared to be. So.
You know what the crazy part is, bro, is that he hid it so well from the community, where nobody had any idea. Okay, now would you happen to know what tipped the police off? That's one thing I never looked into.
Me neither. I never thought about that.
Yeah, because I know Richard, they were always looking for evidence. There was no fingerprints. There was nothing.
Oh, so I want to say it was Bernice Warden. I want to say the sheriff, just off the top of my head, the sheriff was Bernice Warden's son. And when he went to the store, he saw the blood splatter all over the store, and he's like, "Where's my mom at?" So he looked at the receipt. Yeah, I got you. So he looked at the receipt and saw that Ed Gein was the last customer. Went over to Ed Gein's farm, or I think that's where I believe he called the authorities. They had searched the whole farm, and that's where he found Bernice.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was the sheriff actually called it in.
Okay, I'm going to share something, but pass those bottles over, and then I want to share something with you. Okay, let me go ahead and open this one. Look at this right here.
That's sick. That's sick.
Okay, now I want to share something kind of biblical with you, okay? But I think it's very, very important. First, let me pour that shot real quick.
Thank you, brother.
Very important for me to share this with you. Now, in the scriptures, we are told that there's 12 disciples, correct? Okay. Then we have the Last Supper, okay, right before he's betrayed, okay? Now, Jesus says this, one of you guys here will betray me. Here's the crazy part, and this is where I kind of want to tie it into somewhat Ed Gein. Is that, well, you can pour your drink now. In that, the next scripture says that all the disciples began to question themselves. Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Then I thought to myself, why would they question themselves? You know what that tells me? That Judas hid it so good, nobody suspected him. Ed Gein hid it so good, nobody suspected him.
In plain sight. And the most that people said about Ed Gein was that he was eccentric. So think like Jim Carrey, or think of like Jerry Lewis, one of the guys, hey, a little wonky. That was the most they said about Ed Gein, was that he was just a little out there. But that was it.
Yeah, that was it. He hit it well. Okay, same thing with John Wayne Gacy. Everybody loved him. He used to invite people over to the house for barbecues. You know, he was a damn clown. Bro, you know what one of the craziest things was? And I had to cuss this motherfucker out. I had to change. There used to be a crazy white dude right here at the park. He used to dress like an old man. He looked like he was probably in his like late 70s. And he used to ride like a 10-speed and dress full-on clown. Every other day he would be right here trying to talk to kids. Okay? Bro, I told him, hey man, you need to get the fuck on. And he didn't talk to me. He had the, that's all he had. And I was like, you need to get the fuck out of here, bro. Straight up. Get the fuck out of here. Because he would be trying to talk to all the kids, trying to give them balloons and shit. Then, not too long ago, I took my grandbaby to the park. We go feed the squirrels. We play soccer, do whatever. Okay. This one dude, an older man, probably older than me, walks up to them and he's talking to them. Okay. The reason why they got a hold of me, they got ahead of me, because they take their little Schwinn bikes and they ride their bikes. So they pretty much were like 60 feet in front of me. Okay. And then they park their bikes, put the kickstands on, and start kicking the ball to each other. This older man walks up to them and is talking to them, and he wants to give my grandson something. Now I'm starting to jog over there, okay? Thank God my grandson like knows that I'm his protector, because he's only 6 at the time. He was 6. He pointed at me and he went like this. Like, give it to him, or look, here he's coming. So I walked up to him and I go, what are you doing, man? And he goes, hey, I saw that they ride bikes, and I fix bikes, and I was just giving him my card.
Sound like bullshit to me.
Yeah. I said, he's 6 years old. Now they're 7. He goes, but he's 6 years old. And let me see your card. And it was just a white card, but he had signed his name and his number. So it was some homemade shit. And I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I said, don't be talking to kids, much less my grandkids. I said, you expect a 6-year-old to call you and say, come fix my flat tire?
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. It sounded like somebody pulled out of his ass like right then and there.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah bro. So honestly, watch your kids. Okay.
Yeah, just be careful. There's a lot of creeps out here, more than we realize, you know.
Exactly.
And the thing that always messed me up about guys like these, like Gein, like Gein and Gacy and Bundy, is that they are everyday guys that lived right next to us.
Yes.
So What makes you think that your next door neighbor, the guy 2 blocks down, isn't in the same vicinity or in the same mind state or like similar? You know, so they walk around. They're around us.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though, bro? Like Jodie Foster and when she go visit Buffalo Bill at the very end of the movie when she knocks and that motherfucker opens the door. I'm like, oh shit. And he was like, oh, you want to come in? You know. Okay, but the crazy part is, bro, is when she's like, what did he say? Put your hands up. And he's like this. He drops the fucking Rolodex cards and he fucking runs. The crazy part that was intense when he turned off the lights.
Yeah, the night vision. That shit freaked me out when I was a kid. I was like, yo, and like she's in the dark and he's literally right behind her. It's like,
oh my God.
Icky. And that's some real play with your prey type of shit.
Yeah.
That's what they love.
And I think that bastard did that on purpose, knowing that one day he's gonna get that knock at that door, bro. But yeah, bro, that was a great movie. But like, you know, all the other parts were cool, whatever. But that one takes the cake. Okay?
Oh yeah, Bill.
The first one. You know,
I love Anthony Hopkins and what he did, but it was also, you know, the movie wouldn't be the same without Buffalo Bill either. It wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, I'm glad they killed his ass though. But
oh yeah,
well,
like it puts the lotion on his skin.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, did they ever do an Ed Gein movie other than this Netflix thing that's coming out? I don't think.
Yes.
They did.
They did one in 2000, 2001. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think it's great, but they did.
Big company, any known actors?
Not that I could think of. Kane Hodder, I believe, played Ed Gein as well in the movie called The Butcher of Plainfield. I might be getting the name wrong, but I think that's it. And those are the only 2 I can think of besides this Netflix the series, because when you think of Gacy, it feels like there's a new production on Gacy, Bundy, and Dahmer every 5 years or every 10 years. There's like 100 of them.
Yeah.
Compared to Ed Gein, I feel like he's never had that, like definitely that much compared to them.
You know, and they never did a Richard Ramirez movie, did they?
Not that I could think of, like a Night Stalker film.
No, but that Netflix documentary was fucking dope. Though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, who would you get right now to play Richard Ramirez? You probably have to get like a no name, huh?
You need someone like very skinny. You need like someone creepy and deathly skinny, because Ramirez was like really like skinny.
Bro, he was an ugly ass fool, bro. And you have these girls. Oh my God,
grill.
Yeah, him with his Hollywood looks, bitch. Like that dude wasn't good looking. And then they would say the same thing about Ted Bundy. Oh my God, he looked like an attorney. He was a lawyer. I mean, he looked hot. Like that dude was ugly as hell.
Like a unibrow or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know who did a great job playing homeboy?
Zac Efron. Yeah, I thought he did a good job.
He did a pretty damn good job.
The movie was cool, but I thought like he was better than the movie, if that makes sense. Like sometimes the performance I think is better than the film.
Yeah, and now Ted Bundy, they never did one on him either, huh? A movie.
Yeah, besides that one, I can't think of. I feel like they did. There was a time where there was a good amount of them they were pumping out around the early 2000s. So you would have like an Ed Gein film, you'd have a Gacy film, you had a Dahmer one. I think even Jeffrey Dahmer, Hawkeye, I think he even played Dahmer at one point too. So they were all coming around the same time, early 2000s. And then some of them got forgotten. Some of them would be transformed into more TV show productions. But
yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, going back to that, when they were inspired, I guess, to do that, I was told that house that supposedly, and again, I'm thinking the 1974 movie, the Texas Chainsaw dude, they were saying that house was still there and it was abandoned. You know, and I heard this maybe like 10 years ago, and I was like, no, but then I looked into it and come to find out that was made up, that just taking off the skin of people was inspired by Ed Gein, but that chainsaw dude wasn't even real.
Right. Yeah. So, and that's what messed me up as I was older, because I legitimately thought Leatherface was a real dude.
Yeah.
Like he was a real guy somewhere out there.
Anything you want to say, Alex?
Yeah.
Go
right here, I was looking it up. It says that there's 6 movies inspired by Ed Gein.
Really?
Which is Psycho from 1960.
We said that.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974. Silence of the Lambs, 1991.
Correct.
House of a Thousand Corpses, 2003.
I can see that. Okay.
Maniac from 1980.
Classic. Yeah. Classic.
And,
Maniac. Wow.
Love Maniac.
American Horror Story, Asylum, 2012.
I could see that. Okay.
So those are 6 movies based on that. Like the character has exploits of it.
I can see House of a Thousand Corpses, and that's one that not a lot of people bring up. So that's yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but the main three ones are the biggies: Psycho, Texas, and the Silence of the Lambs.
You know, are you a fan of the other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies? I saw the one on Netflix.
I thought that one was horrible.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what.
The party bus scene where he's wiping it. Yeah, that's
okay. I'm going to tell you why. I don't want to use the word I liked it, but I'm going to use this word.
It's a little fun.
It was entertaining. It was a popcorn movie.
Yeah, there was some fun kills. Like, I got it. Like, as much as I didn't love the movie, it was still, I had a little bit of fun.
Right, that was it. I just had some Oral Redenbachers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had a beer, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, cool. It's entertaining. It's a popcorn film. But I didn't take it serious, you know? Like, but nothing beats the first one. Yeah,
the first one is always going to be my favorite. I am a big fan of the Jessica Biel remake, 2003. I really enjoy that one. Besides those two, I'm not a fan of any other one. And there's about 7 or 8. I want to say 8 or 9 of them. There's a good amount.
Yeah,
there's a good amount of Texas films.
Okay, the first.
I kind of like the third one because of Ken Foray, but that's it. Yeah.
Okay, the first one, the 1974.
Oh, I like 2. 2 with Dennis Hopper. Sorry.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, 2's dope. 2's dope.
What is one of the most creepiest fucking scenes of that movie?
The first one?
Yeah, the first one. If you could think. You want me to go first or you can go?
To me, I think it's like with the family dinner when like all of the whole family members are all breaking down and going, and she's tied up and she's freaking out. Like, what the fuck family is this? And that always like messed me up as a kid. Just like seeing that, like them having fun with her.
We were on the same page when they brought out Grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
Get her, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Go. And they're hitting on top of the head, and that motherfucker can barely hold the motherfucking hammer. Oh my God. See, that's what I'm saying. Is like, if you're a director, how do you cut, do it again? Grandpa, you need to move less. Grandpa, you need to do this. Okay, and lady, you need to act more hysterical. Like, how do you direct that?
With Tobe Hooper, rest in peace. With Tobe Hooper, he was so great. The best horror filmmakers are the ones that are a bit depraved themselves. Like, they're not serial killers, but there is a certain connection between goofy and darkness. Yes. Where if you're going to make something so dark like that, you have to have a bit of fun with it. There has to be a sort of artistic sense to it as well. Because the thing that works with Texas is how real it feels. And I feel like Toby did such a great job, where I'm sure the actors are having a good time filming it, but the atmosphere and the setup and the set itself, the house itself can all add. Like, as soon as you hit ready, action, that's when everything starts turning on. And some the actors back in the day genuinely locked into their roles, like genuine fear. They would think about the scariest shit that scared them and put it into their role.
I love the way you put that. I'm going to share something with you. Halloween 1 was great, but you can close your eyes and they could play the theme and you could say Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you can close your eyes, they could play Jaws theme, you know, Jaws.
100%.
Okay, then there's some movies that are rare that if they would have had a great theme, it would have went over the top, but some didn't need it. Like, for an example, I don't recall a Texas Chainsaw theme.
That's right, exactly. That's not the more memorable thing about it. In fact, I can't even think of a score.
Yeah,
off the top of my head. Yeah.
Now, I know The Exorcist has one, but it's not as popular. But The Exorcist does have one.
Yeah, the tubular bells. There
you go. That one. Okay, Chucky doesn't have one. Like, we can't.
Not that I could think of. Yeah, Chucky. And if he does, it's not as memorable, as it's not as like popular as a Psycho or a. Yeah.
Psycho's known for that. Yeah. Then you got that.
Jason, right.
Jason.
Yeah, Friday.
Then you have 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. So those themes are classics, okay? But there's some movies that are just amazing that possibly doesn't need it, you know? I mean, it would go over the top. It would go through the roof if they had one.
So sometimes, as somebody who loves scores and background music, and I'm a big nerd on it, some scenes can be so scary with silence. Whereas there's a character, you know, we're seeing the character walk through the house. It's very dark lit, and we're waiting for something to jump out any second. And what can work is silence. You see that creepy shadow right there, and it takes you a second. Whereas the background score boom, it jumps with it. And you're like, it makes you move. You're like, oh, that loud noise. But sometimes silent moments can be equally as effective. And sometimes it could stand out more. With The Exorcist, there's one scene that always messed me up as a kid, and that's that random face that pops up. And there's like no music, or from what I remember, there's no crazy music in that scene compared to the main theme. Like that little moment is just that face pops up. But that shit scared the hell out of me, and there wasn't no big music effect behind it. So that it can happen.
Did you know that face was a woman?
No, I didn't.
Look into it. And that face was the woman that made all the noises for Linda Blair.
Oh, wow. Marilyn something?
She passed away already.
Yeah, the one, she smoked cigarettes a lot to get that voice, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I saw her, I want to say when I saw her, but she was at like a Monsterpalooza, one of those. As a matter of fact, remember I told you about Monsterpalooza, the convention? Next month, I believe next month, they're having the Son of Monsterpalooza, which is like the part 2 of it. Okay, I'll let you know. That one's in Burbank. The other one's in Pasadena.
You want to go?
Okay.
You want to go?
Like, it's really, really dope. People dress up and shit. It's really, really dope. And then this weekend is LA HorrorCon. I'm going Saturday morning. So, now, she was on the radio many, many years ago. I believe it was Howard Stern. Okay. And they asked her to recreate one of the famous Exorcist noises. And I was listening to it, bro, and this bitch goes, and they go, okay, stop.
Not even 2 seconds.
Oh my God,
we don't want nobody to bed start levitating and shit. We good. That's all we need.
Bro, it's like, it's just some shit I don't like to play with. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like there are certain, like, when you tap into shit like that, it can be very easy to go to that evil, get influence from that spiritual or demonic side. So especially when it comes to productions like that. That's why Poltergeist House was haunted when they were filming it, or Conjuring House, I believe in the first one, was haunted. Like they're using actual haunted locations sometimes, you know, and that makes sense why the actors have really wonky experiences on set, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give you 3 questions. You have 30 minutes with Ed Gein. I want you to ponder these questions. What would you ask him? You only have 3 questions.
My first one would be very simple, but why? What would make you even do shit like this?
What if he just gave you a simple answer like, because I can?
That would fuck me up. I'd be like, I can't argue with you there. I mean, you did it. You know.
Okay, keep going. 2 more. Freestyle them if you have to.
Do you think that people will make films? Well, he lived long enough to see Psycho do it. Do you think that your crimes are going to live on in popular culture for years to come? Besides Psycho, like, do you think that's going to continue? And it did. You know, it did. But I would like to see his thoughts on it.
I believe I'm always going to live on.
Shit. Like, damn. Your ass is dead in 1984, so it's you got only a little time left. So.
All good. You got to give me 1 more. Take your time.
Shit. If they did a movie, who would you pick to play you?
I like that young actor, Robert De Niro.
Shit. I think De Niro would be a fantastic Ed Gein in his time, like 70s, 80s.
Yes.
Like, when he was like transforming into different like characters.
Yes.
He would have killed that.
Okay. Robert De Niro, remember that movie? What was it called? When he was a fucking psycho himself. He was on a boat, I believe.
Cape Fear.
Cape Fear.
Cape Fear.
Fuck, your memory's good.
I hate Cape Fear, but it's an incredible film. The reason why I hate it is because De Niro did such a good job at playing a slime ball. That is the one role that I hate he did the most, and he is phenomenal in it. But I hate, he gives me the ick so much in that movie that I can barely watch him.
That means he did his job.
He did a fantastic job in it. Yeah.
Okay. What about...
And Scorsese directed that as well.
Oh, did he?
Scorsese directed it.
You know which one was crazy, bro? I know he only had few parts in it. Remember when he was Louis Cypher? Angel Heart.
Angel, oh fuck, that messed up. That one's graphic, but
It is.
But you know what? That's a great performance from
Mickey
him.
Rourke?
Mickey Rourke as well. Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck did he do to his face now, bro? Mickey Rourke.
I think
he looks like a pig's ass.
A shit ton of surgery that went wrong and really bad career decisions, I believe. A mix of both. I think Hollywood, if you let it eat you up, it will eat you the fuck up. And I think Mickey Rourke is a case of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And drugs too. Drugs. So I hate to say it, I'm not shitting on Mickey Rourke, but it's the truth. If you go into Hollywood, you live a certain lifestyle, when you party it up, you party your whole bones and your face off, and you go crazy, and it's gonna catch up on you. You know.
Okay, my 3 questions, and I'm just gonna freestyle them. If I was to talk to Ed Gein and he sat across from me, okay? If you would have never have been caught, and this is probably rhetorical, would you have continued?
Shit.
Okay, say he says, yes, of course. Okay. My next question would have been, could you have stopped it? Can you say, okay, from here on out, I'm done, I stop and live a normal life? Do you have that capacity? Can you?
Is it an addiction? You know?
Yeah.
Right. Are you addicted to this type of shit? No.
Right. My 3rd question would be, now that you're caught, what's next for you? Because remember what the retired detective said, sex to them is what feels good. Now that you can't have that sex, what do you do now? Because when you're addicted to something and you don't have it anymore, people look for some type of replacement. Like, what can I do now?
Right.
So I wondered if he suffered that he didn't have his freedom to do what he was addicted to.
What's crazy is if you see one of the last photos of him where he's older, around 77 years old, he's smiling. Looks happy. Looks like a happy old man, and it's fucked up to me because the victims didn't get to live that long. The victims had a short lifespan compared to Ed Gein. Ed Gein went to live decades older than his own victims.
Bro.
Insane. Oh, quick story. I just found this out earlier today. I thought it was cool. So I'm a big fan of Chris Farley, one of my favorite comedians and actors. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
His brother, Tom, his older brother, went on, I believe, the David Spade and Dana Carvey podcast recently, or a couple months ago, or recently, and revealed that Chris and the Farleys used to live directly across the Mendota Mental Health Institute where Ed Gein lived until he died.
No, really?
So the Farleys lived right across from there in Mendota. It's random, but I just found that out today. As a big fan of Chris Farley, I was digging through comments and stuff like, what else little extra things can I learn about Ed Gein, just like his preparation? And I had no idea. I didn't know that. I was like, the Farleys live right across him? That's insane. And Chris Farley is kind of crazy himself.
Yeah. So
I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy.
That was a freaky fun fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know the story about Farley, how he died?
He had, I believe, a prostitute or a woman with him in the last night of his life. He said, "Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me." She had left him, and he had died from an overdose or a very long night.
You know what's funny? One common tie that I find with a lot of these celebrities, not all of them, but a lot of them, is that a lot of these people are rich and lonely. Why do you think that is? Is it trust issues?
I think it can be multiple things. It can be trust issues. They don't know who to really depend
Who's real?
on. Yeah, who's real, who wants something from them or who genuinely cares about them as a person. A lot of these people see fame, they see the good sides, but they never see the bad side. So there are ups and downs. Like even somebody who's wildly successful can crash right down to the bottom tomorrow. I don't care how powerful you are, it can happen. So when that does happen to certain celebrities, they don't know what they spiral. They don't know what to do. They go to drugs, they go to alcohol, they turn abusive, they turn dark, they turn into the person they didn't want to be. And they're trying at the same time, they're trying their hardest. They're like, I want jobs, I'm trying to get a job, I'm trying to get an audition, I'm trying to land this. But their own destruction has swallowed them up so much that they spiral. They spiral out of control. And it's happened since the beginning of Hollywood, and it still happens to this day.
You know, Prince is my guy, okay? And I read an article when he said, if I would have known that being famous was going to cause me to be lonely, I would have gave it all back.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's pretty crazy because if you look at people like Elvis, he died alone in the bathroom.
A lot of them did.
Prince died in his elevator alone.
And Michael Jackson died with the corrupt doctor. Like the guy who was like really shitty and really creepy, sketched. So yeah, it happened.
Yeah. So now think about this. You got people like Richard Ramirez that got off, on killing people. Okay. I like to say it like this. This motherfucker was horny to kill somebody.
Exactly.
Okay. He couldn't do it anymore in jail. Now here's my thing. Why didn't he do it in there?
I think it boils down to what you said earlier, where he loves that fear. And I feel like a lot of the inmates or the prisoners, they wouldn't take it as easy. They'd be fighting right back. They'd be like, hold up a second.
Right.
He wants to do what with us? Let's kill this motherfucker. I think there's strength in numbers. I think a lot of the prisoners can get together and be like, let's wipe this motherfucker.
Right. Now we know he was a PC, okay? He was in protected custody, okay? But so was Dahmer. Now,
right.
They got to Dahmer.
They did, yeah. Split
Okay.
his wig, yeah. Hit him with the pipe.
Here we have in the concrete jungle, Richard Ramirez doing time here, okay? Nobody got to him. How is that, bro?
Hopefully none of the COs were paid, or hopefully none of the COs. Richard Ramirez was also a spectacle. He was a media darling, as far as like people loved like looking into the case. He was just so fascinating to the public that he was a celebrity.
He was a celebrity.
He was a sick celebrity, yeah, in a sick way.
Then you look at Manson, he lived too. Nobody took his ass out.
Yeah, yep. Manson lived until 91 or something like that.
Yeah, but you got the Menendez brothers that were getting their ass beat often.
Right.
So why did you guys give Richard Ramirez a pass? Why did you guys give Manson a pass?
I know, and they just got their paroles denied, right? Both of them.
Yeah, both of them. Now, let me ask you this.
Damn.
Put you on the spot. Do you think they should be released?
Me personally, yes. Yes,
Okay.
because just and to be honest, I'm not as educated into the Menendez as I feel like I am with that Gein.
Right.
But just from my recollection and what the boys went through, if this is genuinely true that the parents were pieces of shit, they were abusing them, they were treating them like shit, and they were doing the worst things to them, then I feel like any person is going to snap. Like when it comes to if you're getting constantly beaten the fuck up every single day, and you feel like your back is against the wall. Yes, I feel like you're going to snap. Now, the manner that they did it, whereas if it's true that they shot them repeatedly over and over, then went to the trunk and then reloaded and shot again, then I'm like, yo, that's a little crazy. I'm like, I can understand a hot crime of passion where it's just blam, 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 and it's over. But for them to just like enjoy it is pretty crazy. So half of me is saying that they do deserve to be released after so many years and this one crime,
right?
But even though as brutal as it is, but these guys, that's how I feel. I feel like it's been 30 years or something like that. Yeah.
Well, my daughter agrees with you. Like she said, they should be released. But today, due to social media, those guys will be celebrities, bro.
True.
They'll be on Rogan. Let's be honest, Sean
they'd
Ryan.
make a whole media tour run. Yeah, absolutely.
They'll have a residency in Vegas DJing.
They'll write a fucking book. They'll have a book together.
They'll be on The View.
Absolutely. I mean, Michael Richards can get a whole damn, come back with the View and them inviting him back, even though he clearly said some crazy ass shit at the Comedy Store. Then I'm like, of course they're going to give second chances.
Now let me answer this: if
to certain people,
they wrote a book, the Menendez brothers. I like to ask a lot of these freaky questions, okay? And they were going to be in Barnes & Nobles next, close to you, and they were going to have a meet and greet. Would you go and meet them? Could you shake their hand?
Me personally, I would feel a little bit icky shaking their hand. Like as far as like, there is one side of me that's like, hey, I do feel like you should be released, but there's the other half that I'm like, hey, they did brutally murder the shit out of their parents. At the same time.
And you know what's crazy? That there will be people that would say, "Fuck, bro, I shook their hand."
Oh yeah.
Really what they're saying, I shook their hand that killed.
There'll be people go on YouTube right after and be like, I just met the Menendez brothers, I shook their hand, I got a letter, I got a photo, ecstatic. I don't know about all that, but
hey, if Judas wouldn't have committed suicide, people would have said, I was hanging out with Judas last night, bro. I got his autograph. I took a picture with him.
True.
As a matter of fact, speaking of my church next week.
People love spectacle, good or bad. People want to be near some sort of celebrity or some sort of big media news outlet story, or if they can be involved somehow. You know.
You know, now, one thing I just want to touch on really quick on the Menendez. Remember when they went to go see the psychiatrist and they finally confessed that they did it? The reason why that family abuse supposedly didn't stick in court was because they never shared any of that with him.
Shared any with the
psychiatrist that they were seeing.
Psychiatrist, gotcha.
Yeah, so it was never none of that. Like, my mom and dad are doing this to us, you know. So it was that's why it didn't stick in court, because there was never any paper trail. So that's why supposedly it never stuck in court. I don't know the full story. I don't know if it did, or maybe that was the only defense. We have to say that your parents did this in order for you not to get the death penalty, or maybe get out.
Right. That's the only reason I would say I feel like they have done their time. If genuinely these parents were pieces of shit to the 10th degree. But if it was a story that was made up last minute and, you know, the parents weren't as bad as they made it out to be, and it's just a cold-blooded ass murder, then yeah, these guys should be locked up. So that's like the coin flip, two sides of the coin.
Okay. Now, we mentioned earlier Ed Gein. We mentioned Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, and John Wayne Gacy. Other than Ed Gein, say that he said, I don't want to be interviewed by Afro, who would you choose next?
I would be crawling in my skin while doing it, and I might even be gritting my teeth, trying not to leap across the table to beat the shit out of him. But Gacy, I think like Gacy is probably the second most interesting in a psychological sense mind compared to Ed Gein. Yeah.
3 questions you would ask him. Take your time.
Do you remember the first time that you might have felt an urge or some sort of sick fascination with either death or murder?
Yes, the first time I saw a snuff film.
Yeah, I feel like the most like a messed up mind enjoying a snuff film is a recipe for disaster.
Remember the movie with Nicolas Cage?
8 millimeter. 8 millimeter.
He couldn't even watch it in the movie. Like, it was like,
yeah, it's a fucked up one. That's one of his most messed up films.
It's a dark film. If you guys want to watch a dark film, if you have time, 8 millimeter. Okay, don't eat nothing. Okay.
Oh, Norman Reedus. That's one of his first films too. Daryl in Walking Dead. That's one of his first films.
Alex, you ever see 8 millimeter?
It's messed up.
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched it, bro.
Google snuff films, whatever. Not on my computer though. On your phone. Okay, but okay. Second question you would ask John Wayne Gacy, and I'm trying to come up with some crazy answers. I'm pretending I'm John Wayne Gacy.
Who would he? I mean, I asked the same thing to Ed Gein, but I can't help it as a movie fanatic.
Okay,
who would you pick to play you in the movie?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because we've had actors play Gacy before, but I felt like we haven't had like a proper, like a Gacy film. The closest one I could think of is Francis, the guy with the bike in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Francis, yes.
He played John Wayne Gacy, and I thought he did a wonderful job. He did a really good job.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think he did a great job. But I thought the movie was very straight to TV or straight to DVD.
Right.
Didn't feel like a film.
You know who came to mind, believe it or not? The fat guy that played Curly in the Three Stooges movie.
Oh, wait, Will Sasso? In the remake or the older one?
No, the remake.
Will Sasso, that's my guy. I think it's Will Sasso.
Yeah, now imagine him with, obviously,
That's my bro.
Sophia was in the movie. Sophia Vergara, I think that's the one.
Oh, Sofia Vergara?
Yeah.
I think she was in that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Curly. If I remember, Will Sasso played Curly, yeah.
Yeah, I would get him to play.
He's a great actor, too.
Yeah, okay.
He's a little underrated. Like that, we know he's mostly known for his comedic work, like on Mad TV, but he can really dwell good in dramatic work.
Wow, you brought up Homeboy from Pee-wee. What's the fuck's his name?
Mark something. Mark Harmon or Mark... you guys could look up, but I'm forgetting his last name. I want to say his first name's Mark. The actor.
Isn't he that same fucking dude that came out with Van Damme, No Retreat, No Surrender?
Yes.
His favorite line, why don't you go home and play with your wooden dolly?
And Leprechaun. He's the goofy, chubby guy in Leprechaun.
Oh, wow. Okay. If my brother Spice Smuggler, I just gave his favorite line. Every time he sees me, he always tells me, why don't you go home and play with your wooden dolly? Okay. Third question, take your time. That you would ask John Wayne Gacy.
Was there any point where you ever regretted it?
No. Just like that. No. Nonchalant.
That's how they would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because these guys have no strings attached. You know, at the end of the day, when you're dealing with so much, when you're dealing with evil at a level like that, yeah, there's no empathy. There's no caring. There's no such thing as caring in a mind like that, you know?
There's no caring.
Yeah. This shit's gone.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to take a shot. Get a cup, bro, if you want. Serve yourself as much as you want and take that other bottle home and enjoy the milk duds.
Thank you, brother.
You know what? Before we start taking calls, anything good that you've watched lately you could recommend? Let me serve myself.
Trying to think. What did we just see that was good? People are hating that one, though. I'm on the side that enjoyed the highest to lowest Denzel film, but
I heard it was good.
People are tearing it apart. I'm like, yo, it's hurting my heart how much they're hating it. But I loved it. Denzel's my favorite actor of all time. He's always going to be. Spike Lee's in my top 5, top 10 favorite filmmakers of all time. Every time they get together, I have a blast. But yeah, I know so many people that hated this film.
Really?
And I really enjoyed it.
What about that Ice Cube World of the Worlds?
That is the worst movie of 2025.
Fuck.
Yeah, and I love Cube as not only an actor. I mean, some people say, yeah, you see Cube.
Why do you think he took it?
I don't blame him for this because maybe he wanted to try something different.
Right.
Which I like that. I'm like, yo, take your risk, take your chance. But I don't think he thought that movie was going to be that.
Like it was in a bomb like that.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like, I gave it kind of a chance because I wanted to see Cube take that shot. I'm like, oh, this is something he hasn't really played before. He's playing a cybersecurity surveillance guy. I've never seen Cube do that, so let me give him a shot. And I walked away extreme.
Okay, so you're saying the movie sucked, right?
Horrible.
Okay, but let me ask you this. How did Cube do?
I think he did the best he could, but he was not great.
Okay.
I don't think he was great. But I still think sometimes actors do the best they can, but sometimes a terrible director will hamper you down. And I felt like a lot of the performers in the film were not good. So I blame it a lot on the director because I've seen every single actor in this film be good or deliver a good performance before. Everybody, even Eva Longoria is bad in it. I'm like, yo, everybody's bad in this film.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alex. You got something to say?
Yeah, I heard that movie was one. Ari Spears was clowning on that movie. He was saying that all Ice Cube did was put on glasses.
So Aries, I like him and don't like him. And I was championing.
I'm the same way.
I was championing Ice Cube when Aries said that. I was like, yo, Cube. So Aries says that Aries criticizes Ice Cube's music and acting at first. And then War of the Worlds hasn't come out yet. So I'm one of the few people who have seen it on IMDb and the production page. I'm like, yo, Cube, prove them wrong. Prove these people wrong. Come on, Cube, prove them wrong. Prove them wrong that you could do this.
Right.
And the movie sucked ass. I was like, damn. I don't want to give that to Aries, but I kind of got to in that point, you know? And I'm a big Cube fan, so. Okay. Even in my review, I'm like, Cube, I'm a big fan of you as an actor too, and I like that you took this chance, but.
Weapons. I heard that one was good too.
I enjoyed Weapons was dope.
What about Sinners?
I didn't get to see it yet. I didn't see Sinners yet.
Everybody's told me go watch it. It's a dope movie. Okay. Now let's bring it back to Ed Gein. What are you expecting from the Netflix series October 3rd? The reason why I'm bringing that up because Dahmer was dope. I liked Dahmer. Okay, and I liked the Menendez. Now Dahmer had that. Casey and the Sunshine Band song. Yeah. Hey, I love you so. People knew it because of that. Like it was almost like every time Casey came on, they related it to Dahmer. Okay. Then the Menendez, they had the
courtroom song, right? The song that played in the court.
Yes. Milli Vanilli.
I'm forgetting the title, but yeah. That threw me off at first. I was like, "Word," but then I found out that was their joint.
That was their joint.
Yeah,
that was their joint. So
I'm actually really tight with Fab too. That's my guy from Milli Vanilli, Fab Morvan. That's my just a random shout out. But that's my dude. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's cool as shit. Really cool dude.
Okay. Now, I wonder what they're going to use for Ed Gein because we're going back to the 50s. Maybe
you need one joint. Yeah.
We need one.
It all the crimes were discovered around 1957, so it would have to be like an older kind of folk tune or bluesy or guitarish, a southern of the woods kind of song or kind of feel. So.
Like what? Can't take my eyes off of you.
Maybe a little older.
That was 60s, huh?
I think so. I think so. I might be wrong, but yeah, something like very like like something.
What about
like,
Elvis?
I can see that. Elvis come around 57? Yeah, 55, 54. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, okay. Because it's got to have a soundtrack. Because those other two had a soundtrack, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what I would do? I would play KC for Halloween and then Milli Vanilli for Halloween, bro. So we got to have a good Halloween soundtrack, okay? Greatest Halloween song ever.
Off the top of my head, I'm trying to find one. I really like. I feel like Thriller's a cop out. Thriller's incredible, but Thriller's like the one thing I like. That's my number one. But other than that, I want to say one that I find kind of underrated is the Oogie Boogie song in Nightmare Before Christmas. Even though it's Christmas, I still kind of consider that one a little Halloweenish. So yeah.
Okay. Let me give you mine. Of course, I'm gonna say Thriller, the Monster Mash.
Yeah, Monster Mash. Yeah.
Ghostbusters. Okay. Then Werewolves in London.
Oh, a classic. Okay, one. It's more so a musical score, but people that know me, Ernest Scared Stupid is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think the theme song in that film is one of the most underrated scores and Halloween pieces of all time. That one you can play if you're like have candy for the kids, like ready for like on the porch, and you want some music playing in the background. Put that Ernest Scared Stupid one on. It has a good vibe to it.
Yeah, I feel like that. What's it? Prince Party Man. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a Halloween vibe kind of.
I can see that. Yeah.
But you know what? I can also see Batman.
He did that too, right, Prince?
Yeah.
He did one called Bat Dance.
I'm sorry, Batman, but it was called Bat Dance, but he would say Batman in it.
Yeah.
But I like it. Remember when he broke it down? And he goes, oh yeah, I want to rock that. Prince was a shit, bro. Fuck, I missed that dude, bro. Anyways, we're gonna start taking some calls in a little bit. So let's just say in about 10 minutes.
Prince started the lean era.
Yeah. So what are you expecting from this Ed Gein, bro? You know, they got to hit it out of the ballpark, bro.
I just, I would like to see, I feel like the father doesn't get a mention as much as the mother. And I'm guilty of this too. Even I did a little Ed Gein set piece on my Frotha's Reviews channel. It's like only 4 or 5 minutes, real quick. But I touch more so on Augusta, the mother, and Ed Gein and his crimes. And the more I would think about it, it's like, yo, the father isn't talked about as much. So I would like to see the father and his trials, his alcoholism, the abuse that the young boys went through when they were kids, to at least get more of an inkling or understanding of how his brain started to run even from childhood. I feel like that's not really touched upon as much. And if they touch on the mother, it is going to feel more so like a rehash of Psycho and Norman Bates. Because that's exactly what it is. With Ed Gein and his mother, Norman Bates and his mother. It's the exact same thing, almost damn near to a T.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm more than sure they're going to touch on the mother and her depiction or her portrayal in the Netflix show. But I would like to see the father. I would like to see, two sides of the coin. Like, that's one thing that isn't brought up as much. And of course, they're going to focus on the crimes. We are going to see Ed Gein, I'm pretty sure, grave robbing, and he wasn't. From what I understand, he wasn't a necrophiliac like Dahmer, but people do suspect that he might have done something to his own mother, Ed Gein, after she was dead. Well, he was dressing up like her, just like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Part I didn't know.
He was wearing a skin suit. He wore his own mother's skin suit. Ooh. Yeah. That's why I think Ed Gein is arguably the most evil killer that ever existed, as far as like when we're talking about these more known guys, infamous killers.
Wow.
Yeah, so this dude was on another level of sick.
Well, you know what? We're gonna find out. See if they nail it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one guy. I was gonna say because we could be like Freddy, Jason, Michael for Halloween, but who's one? Gacy, you could dress like a clown for Halloween.
Right, and pass it off as a clown. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but that's not really Ed Gein.
More so a film.
Yeah.
You're right. If somebody dressed up like Ed Gein, I would flip out. I'd be like, bro, there's something wrong with you, man. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
I've been studying him my whole life, but for you to even dress up like this mug that's you got to go in the Mendota Mental Health Institute as well, bro.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Now, think about this. What made the director? I know he just wanted to flip the script. We're going to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They probably filmed it in 1971, 72, 73, or maybe whatever the budget was or whatever they had to work with, release it in 1974. But we're going to use a chainsaw. Like, I wonder what sparked that idea, because Ed Gein, we don't know about him using a chainsaw.
No. From what I recollect, he never used a chainsaw. Yeah.
So we'll take Ed Gein's ideas, what he did. He wore the face, the skin, but we'll just use a chainsaw. Like, that worked though.
And then sometimes the best films and characters and ideas are a combination of things. You know, like one thing here, one piece here, glue it all together. You know, to get that a truly terrifying character or film.
Yeah.
Like pieces all together.
Okay. I had asked you earlier if you had seen anything. I know you guys mentioned those movies that you guys have seen. Is there anything that is out right now, or maybe you haven't seen it? I know you haven't seen Sinners. Anything new coming out that you know of that maybe we may not know?
The Long Walk. I really want to see that one.
Who's that with?
It looks phenomenal. So it is a Stephen King story when he used a pseudonym, Richard Bachman or whatever his pseudonym is. So A Long Walk is essentially about a group of contestants that agree to a contest where they have to walk a certain amount of miles, and if anybody stops, they get popped and dead. Right, they get killed right there. So it looks pretty intense, and it does kind of have like a little bit of a Squid Game-ish kind of feel. But I found out that Long Walk was a book that was written way before Squid Game. So I'm like, okay, this is one of those like kind of like a most deadliest game kind of feel, you know, that kind of like feel. But this one is supposed to be very gritty, dark, gory, and graphic. Like supposed to be very dark.
Wow. Have you seen anything on the Terrifiers? Yeah, I haven't seen any of those.
I've seen all three.
Are they any good?
I don't love 1. 2's cool. Really enjoy 3. I think 3 is the strongest one, the Christmas one where he's dressed like Santa. I think that's probably my favorite. 1 has 1 or 2 very memorable kills. One of them actually inspired by Ed Gein with Bernice Warden's body.
Shit.
That one's there is a scene at the end of Terrifier 1 that's very akin to Bernice Warden's murder case. So there are similarities there. But as far as 2, the 2 is more graphic than 1, but 3 amps it up, and there's actually enjoyment with the 3rd one. There's a nice Christmas theme. There's a nice like theme to it. There's a nice feeling. Whereas the first 2 kind of feel a lot of like murder and torture porn to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Where can people watch these, bro? Are they on Netflix or where are they at?
Not sure. I've seen them all.
Because people have told me, have you seen Terrified? And I'm like, I don't even know where to watch that shit.
You can find one, I'm sure, on like either Tubi or one of them joints for free.
Okay.
2, I'm sure as well. 3, you might have to wait another year for them to do that. Like, because Terrifier started off very small. And then by the 2nd or 3rd one, it grew huge to the point where Art the Clown's at Universal Studios. So it went from a tiny, like a hands-on, low-budget film to just a big IP. So, he blew up.
When is the last time you went to Universal Studios?
Last year? Yeah, I want to say last year.
Okay.
I've never been to horror Universal Studios.
Oh, you need to go.
I know. That's on my bucket list.
I'll be there this year.
I was such a chicken as a kid. I would be studying Ed Gein and all this shit, but if you put me in an actual maze or anything like that, I'd be pissing myself. That's how weird my brain was.
Get yourself a yearly pass, bro. My girl bought me a yearly pass, bro, and we go a lot, bro. You know, every time you go by the Psycho House, okay, fucking Norman Bates comes out with a motherfucking knife chasing the tram.
I've seen that. I've seen that on like some of the studio tours that we take.
Right,
He'll pop up like, "What's up?"
Bro, honestly, it's worth it, bro. It's worth it. Other than that, Alice, we'll take calls in about 3 minutes. You can serve yourself some more, bro.
Thank you.
Don't hold back. Okay, let me put this over here. But I'm gonna have to watch that Denzel one, and then the other one, Weapons. I believe you said Weapons, and then the Sinners one I haven't seen.
Yeah, we haven't seen Sinners yet. I like Weapons a lot. I'm one of the few people that really enjoyed the Denzel film, surprisingly. And we saw Conjuring. We hated it.
Oh, is it? There's a new one.
Yeah, the Last Rites one. I thought
It's like you know when you get a rag and you like rinse it under the water and then you do this. They're doing that with the Conjuring movies. I'm
absolutely
like, trying to get every last fucking drop,
bro. So the first two to me, I thought were really done well. I'm like, these are good, solid films. The third one, I'm like, I'm not a fan of. I feel like the quality's kind of going down a little bit. This new one is worse than the third one. I think. There's one point. It's not even a big spoiler because when you see it in the theater, you're gonna groan. You're gonna facepalm. There's a point where a giant CGI Annabelle doll comes to life and chases our characters through a hallway for like 5 seconds, but it's the worst moment out of any fucking Conjuring film. It's like so bad. You're like, this is happening. The first two were so grounded and well done as far as like the possession and supernatural element. This fourth one feels like a cash grab. It feels like they're like, we got no more ideas. All right, let's just go to the last one. Let's go to their last case, you know?
And they'll probably come out with another one in about 2 years.
Exactly. I think they're already making one with young Warrens.
The prequels.
When they're young, yeah.
Fudge.
We're going to go through that. We went through that in the first 5 minutes of this new one. They got like new young Warrens in the first 5-10 minutes to explain some backstory with their daughter, but they're going to make whole films.
And you know what's crazy?
Out of that.
You know what's crazy? I had a guy here that considered himself a paranormal expert. Okay, he even said, he goes, "There's a lot of paranormal experts out there that know that Ed and Lorraine Warren are the biggest fucking frauds ever.
Scammers. Wow.
Scammers.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were just talking about that. Yeah.
You know, now." I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I hear from a lot of these guys, okay? But let's just say it's true or it's not true. They made a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
They made a lot of money,
Oh,
okay?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, and you know what? Hollywood probably doesn't give a shit, and they're just saying, hey, they got a great script, and they brought it to us. We don't even know if it's even real, but it's selling.
8 or 9 times out of 10, especially nowadays, Hollywood does not care about genuine, like it does. They don't give a damn about. Oh, this is a real story. All right, let's honor this real story. You know, this is a real story. This is a good one. This is a solid, story that families can look after, or just something we could take inspiration from. Whereas this is literally based on a true story, and if you look into it, there's quite a bit of holes in it.
Well, I mean, does Hollywood care about good rap?
Nah, hell no. Hell no. You go on the radio, it's bullshit 9 times out of 10.
You got to just have a gimmick or be the next spoof or be the next TikTok sensation.
Everything's very fast nowadays. They're like, okay, Conjuring, that well is kind of drying up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's get this new one now. All right, it's the last one.
Here's the prequel.
But it's not the last one.
Yeah, it's the prequel and then the one in between.
That's the reason why we have... there was a point where I was really enjoying Chucky films, and then I think when it came to Curse or Cult of Chucky, I just started hating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
they came out with that series on TV, right?
I only saw one episode, and I wasn't rocking.
Supposedly they're coming out with a Michael Myers on TV.
They're doing that, and touching a bit on the game aspect. I thought the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game that came out a few years ago was dope. I only played about like a rough hour or two of it, but I thought it was
a game.
They made a game out of it.
On what? Xbox or PlayStation?
I think both, Xbox and PS5.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's pretty dope. So you're playing either the Survivor or a Leatherface. Just like there's a game that came out, Dead by Daylight. It's pretty much.
I would have to be Leatherface. I would have. I can't run from that motherfucker.
It's scary. It's pretty intense because like I could be a little sissy when it comes to playing some of these games, especially when it's at night and shit. So I'm one of the survivors, and you see Leatherface pop up out of nowhere. I'm like, scream like one of these little white girls on the game and shit. You know, it can be scary. You know?
All good, all good.
Oh, and Halloween, they're making a brand new Halloween game, and they actually got Nick Castle, the original Shape, to play Halloween in this game. So 40-something years later, he's coming back playing Michael.
Now, have you ever been to Pasadena to Michael's house?
Not yet. No, it's on my bucket list.
I go every year, bro. I go to the Hedge. I know. Put it. I'll text you the flyer that has all the locations, and then I'll send you the address to Pee Wee's house. Pee Wee's house, bro. I'm telling you, it's dope over there. Okay, Alex, we're gonna go ahead and connect. Let me see. Bluetooth on the Rodecaster. I'll tell you what, Afro. After we watch, am I connected? Okay. After we watch the Ed Gein Netflix, let's come back and let's give a review.
I would love to.
Yeah, let's
no
do
question.
that.
No question. We're gonna be thinking the same thing. Like, are they doing it? You know?
Yeah.
Are they bullshitting or are they?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, everybody, put up the phone number. Go ahead and read the number, Alex. All right, you guys, we can take a couple of calls. We got a couple of minutes, so let's go ahead and let's get these calls in. If you guys want to call it, ask Afro anything, ask anything about Ed Gein, what kind of cologne he wore, what kind of socks, did he wear Argyle socks, you know, or whatever. Did he wear any pro clubs? Call in and let's see.
323-659-1850.
323-659-1850, 323-659-1850. Okay, here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
What's up, Tony? What's up, Afro?
What's going
This is your
down?
boy Jose from Yuma, Arizona.
Good to hear from you, brother.
Yo, man. Hey, so imagine making a movie out of okay, so let me start off with I was about to go to the Haunted Museum in Vegas.
Okay.
And
Zach Bagans.
we didn't end up going because yeah, that one. We, just the vibes and people didn't want to go, so we didn't go. But I wanted to go, and I didn't want to be the only one going, so we didn't end up going. But so Ed Gein used to cook people right in that cauldron, right?
Yeah, Zach Bagans, I believe he has a pot that belonged to Ed Gein.
The pot, right?
No way. Wow.
Yes. It's at that museum.
In the museum?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Talk about it, bro.
Yeah. Yo, so remember, and there was a Mexican cartel dude that used to cook the bodies in acid. They used to call him El Pozolero.
Mm.
And he used to wear, is that the same guy that used to wear the spines around his neck?
I think so, yeah. So this fool used to, those barrels, he used to fill it up with some type of acid, and he used to cook up the bodies in there, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine making a movie out of that dude, like the Mexican Ed Gein, this would just
Yikes.
be based on like cooking.
It's funny that they never made
those
anything
cartel
about him,
members.
bro. It's funny that they never made a movie about that guy.
There's some crazy stories and videos you can look up, and yeah, dude,
Well,
that was like the Mexican Ed Gein, pretty much. Like he used to cook up fools in acid,
Yep.
if anybody's watching or any
Pretty crazy.
if any filmmakers are watching, just watch the play-by-play of the Breaking Bad scene where there's like acid in the guts in the bathtub. Remember that part? Kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if any filmmakers are watching,
Something like that.
makeup effect artist or anything like that, yeah, I would.
If it's the same guy,
Pozolero.
if I could, I'm glad you said that name, Pozolero. If it's the same guy, this was the Mexican dude that used to do what he said, and then wear his victim's spines around his neck.
Oh wow! Oof.
So he had a lot of
Yeah.
them. And there's a picture of him. I don't know if it's available, but he had guns and he had all those spines around his neck, bro.
Oh my god! Oof!
That's trippy, bro.
Like a human
Yeah.
predator or some
Look
shit,
him
like
up,
ripping
dude, whenever you
spines
get a
out.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good, my
Also-
brother. Thank you, man.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
One song, bro. Hey, Halloween song, bro. You forgot to mention this one, dude.
The Halloween song?
Nightmare on My Street by Fresh Prince
Oh
and,
yeah,
and,
Will
and,
Smith.
Yeah, you're right.
Nightmare on my
Yeah, yeah.
street. Dude, yeah,
That's a
you're
good
right.
one. That's
awesome.
a good one.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole album
Yeah,
is dope.
for sure, man.
I actually, just real quick trivia, I did a little homage song called Nightmare on Fro Street. And it's pretty much me just like having my own little spinning version
That's
on
dope.
that. Just more so like more boom bap kind of East Coast sounding. But yeah, just a little quick shout. Yeah, a little shout out.
All good, man. Thank you, my bro.
That's what's up, bro. Yo, man, and I just want to say a big shout out, bro, to my homegirl Regina and her podcast, Tales from the Black Table.
All good. Tales from the Black Table podcast. Much love, much respect. That's a plug right there. Let's go.
Much love, guys.
All right,
What's
my
up,
brother.
brother?
night. Peace
Thank you
out.
for calling, brother.
Peace.
Thank you.
Okay, the phone lines are open. Once again, you guys, 323-659-1850. 323-659-1850. You guys want to call in, ask a question, comment or complaint, or share a freaky story, go ahead and call in. The phone lines are now open. Let's go. Caesar from Paris. I know you're out there. I know you're watching. Here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, this is Chris from Arizona. I don't know if you can hear me, and I got off the Bluetooth. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, where you from, bro?
What's good?
Chris from Arizona.
Chris from Arizona. How you doing?
How you doing, brother? I was gonna ask. Well, before I asked the question, like I heard you guys earlier say about who should play the Ramirez dude. Or
Yeah.
like his build, like the little skinny, geeky looking shape.
Yeah.
I think who would play his, who would be a good person to play him would be like, you know, those two skinny dudes from the 70s show, like the main dude Kelso and the other dude. I think it was Red Sun.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Wilmer Valdemar? That one? Not
Yeah,
Wilmer, right?
I think it was Red Sun. I don't know his real name, but he would be a good one too.
Sheesh. Not the Danny Masterson guy, right?
You're talking about the Latino looking
not
guy.
The
him.
Latino dude, right? Yeah, I think it's Wilmer.
No, the other guy I'm talking about, not Kelso, the other skinny guy he came out in the movie Predators. The
Robert Rodriguez
Danny
one.
Trejo.
Yeah, the Robert Rodriguez one. Yeah.
Okay. And I was gonna ask. This question was for Afro about the Scream 7. What do you think about them bringing up the whole thing about Stu coming back and still being alive? And like, do you think it's gonna be a good film?
I honestly don't, bro. I think it's gonna suck. And I'm a big Nev Campbell fan. I'm also a big Scream 1, 2, and even 3 fan. I like 3. I'm not mad at 4, but this is
Too many screams.
Yeah, there's way too many. And that's what's crazy is the Scream films originally parodied themselves with Stab. So they would have a film within a film called Stab, and they would be making fun of themselves.
Right.
It has literally come to a point where there is a Scream 7, and I think they only reached up to like Stab 6 or something like that. So the Scream films have actually outlived the own movies that are getting parodied within the film, which is insane.
Now, really quick, caller, have you seen, because I haven't seen it, maybe you have, I Know What You Did Last Summer, the new one?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it. I do want to see it.
Yeah, I seen it. Wait, do you want me to kill it for you, or you haven't seen it?
Don't spoil the ending for me, but
Did you like it, yes or no?
Did you like it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was like one of the main. I'm not gonna say it, but I was gonna say that was like the main thing I was gonna bring up. But no, that movie was like I don't even think they should even have remade anything. Like, it was good the way it was.
Wow. Okay.
And
I'm hoping for a good movie, bro.
Yeah. That's the thing is like me, I'm really pessimistic when it comes to remakes, reboots, and reimaginations. But once in a while, we'll get a dope one like Blade Runner or like the 2049 one. Once in a while, we'll get a dope ass, kick ass one, Mad Max, you know, some of the later films. But I feel like 8 or 7 times out of 10, these remakes, these reboots, and I think they suck ass. a lot of them do.
Yes.
There's only like one that I really enjoy personally. Anybody that knows me is a big George A. Romero guy. That's my favorite filmmaker. I'll go hard for George A. Romero to the day I die. That's my dude.
He just dropped a new movie.
He did one called Amusement Park.
I believe so.
Yeah. And so I really enjoyed the Dawn of the Dead remake, 2004 with Zack Snyder. Now, George A. Romero, he was like the first 15 minutes kind of, I really enjoyed. Then it kind of felt like a video game with the fast running zombies. But even him, he was like, yo, I'm happy that they kind of went their own way instead of directly copying me. They put their own foot down and they put their own stamp on it. So I love both films. I think George A. Romero's better, but I still enjoyed the 2004 remake. Those are the horror remakes that I really miss. Where I'm like, yo, if you're gonna take an original IP, just try something a little bit different that makes you stand out compared to the original. That way we can watch both of them and be like, okay, that one did it different, this one did it different. And show love to the original film that you're remaking. Like, show that love. I feel like a lot of remakes are just like cash grab, sequels, cash grab. Like, show that you actually give a fuck about the movie that you're adapting or that you're reimagining.
Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna ask Tony a question real quick, but before I ask him that, going back to the Scream one for Afro, who do you think had the best reveal as a killer, and who do you think was like the most psychopathic killer in that whole like, I would say maybe just 1 through to 3. Like I wouldn't even count anything after 3. But like I was gonna say for my best reveal, I think it was like Billy's mom, because like I didn't expect her to be the killer, or that it was even Billy's mom, and not only that, but that was like the sister from that Roseanne show, Jackie.
Yeah, Laurie Metcalf.
Yeah, and I think the best, or like the most demented fucking psycho killer out of those 3 was probably Mickey. And I don't know what you would have to say about that.
What do you think?
Who?
No, hey, bro. You know what? I think we're talking about Scream 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah, 1 to 3. 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Okay, me personally, if you're asking me which one I like the best, I like 1.
Yeah, 1's the best to me, in my opinion. Yeah.
So I'm gonna stick with that one because it was new and it was different, and I love different, bro. So after that, we kind of knew what to expect. You know, number 2, you know, it's like they were doing it like for the clout, you know, because believe there was 2 guys that were doing it on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, in the first one, it was 2 people. It was 2 guys. In the second one, it was 2 people. And the third one, it was 1 guy.
Yeah. But the first one, it was 2 guys, and you didn't know who was who.
Right.
You know,
the mystery aspect.
Right.
The mystery aspect. So number 1 was my favorite, if that's what you're asking.
And the question was like, who was the best reveal? Like when they revealed themselves as the killer, who do you think was the best person that revealed themselves? Like I said, I think it was Billy's mom in part 2.
Good
when
choice.
She revealed herself. Like nobody. Yeah.
Yeah, great choice. Me personally, I want to say Billy and Matthew Lillard. I think they were incredible. I think the reveal on them was it was a little bit unexpected. Where Billy, I was kind of expecting him to be the killer just because he was acting a bit weird throughout the movie. If you rewatch the first one, you're like, yo, this guy's really sketch. Like this guy got to be at least a killer or something. I did not expect Matthew Lillard to be the second killer because he's very goofy the entire film. He's like your goofy friend. Right. That's like, whoa, like your goofy college friend.
Yes, because the boyfriend, he was a bootleg Johnny Depp.
Yeah. He had that vibe, like a what's eating Gilbert Grape kind of like vibe, like right. Very just straightforward. But he was a little bit suspicious the whole time. So when Skeet Ulrich was revealed as the killer, Billy, I was like, I'm not surprised. As a kid watching Matthew Lillard being revealed, I was shocked. Yeah. I was like, yo, what the fuck? He's the second killer? I didn't expect that because he did such a good job of being funny, being a likable, goofy character that I can relate to. Yeah, that I can relate to. You know, so that he straight up tripped me out that when I first saw that. Like, I've seen the first Scream a million times, but the first time I saw that, I still remember how shocked I was with Matthew Lillard specifically.
Absolutely. All good.
Can I ask Tony one last question?
All good, my bro. Let's go.
Okay. Do you believe? Because I truly believe, like with every fiber and being in me, that they have like ways they could watch certain people. I'm not saying like through satellite, but there's other ways or whatever. Like, and like you ever see these stories where like these drug kingpins get caught with like $30-40 million in their houses? And they'll say it was like investigations, like they had informants and all that. But like I truly believe like they'll be watching them and they won't even have any information leading up to them. Like they'll be like the criminals will be so good, and like they'll just have some undercover agent go around that area. Like say like there's a person that has like $30 million in their house, right? And they have nothing on them, these people, like they're so good at hiding what they were doing, their criminal activity, and they got all that money in there. Like they'll send somebody in there, like an agent, and act like they heard something coming from that house just to break in or whatever. And now that they're in, they act like they discovered the money, but they already knew from beforehand that they had it in there. Do you believe any of that?
I'm trying to grasp your question, bro. Like I'm trying to understand. Like you said, do you believe any of that? Because you kind of said like they have 30 million. Here comes an agent. I'm trying to like. So what is your question? That's what I'm asking. Did you understand the question?
Well, the question was basically like, so if somebody like if you have like if there's like a whole bunch of like a neighborhood watch or whatever, or they have ring cameras, and you're a criminal, you're gonna avoid those ring cameras or try to navigate your way through.
Correct.
So nobody will see you or whatever. But if from a criminal's perspective, if you know the government has some type of like you know the enemy of the state when they're watching you through those cameras, like from satellite or whatever,
yes.
And you know they're watching you that way, it'll make you think a whole different way on how to maneuver so you won't get caught or whatever. But also, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, it's like some type of secret government like satellites that'll be watching you, and like nobody will really think that. They'll really believe when they say that when they catch the criminal, they'll say, oh yeah, well, we had this informant on you, we've been watching you, we had surveillance, but they never really had any like surveillance on the ground. It was really all that, but they don't reveal that for like national security reasons. Do you believe that?
Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
I believe that because they do fly over your house and take photos and videos every so often to see if you built something in your backyard and stuff like that. So, yeah, and the satellites that they do have, I've seen them zoom in, and they can zoom in pretty far.
Yes, I do believe that. But, let's put the satellites away. I'm just going to be straight up ghetto on you. Everybody gets caught because somebody snitches, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody gets caught because somebody snitches. That's it. He lives there. He does this. He leaves and comes back same time. And then they go set shit out and then they go in there. And
It could be a family or your best friend. It could be
it's usually somebody in your circle.
somebody close. Yeah.
So-
that knows your in and
Because,
outs.
Right. That's what I was gonna. That's kind of my point also, because if you're a criminal and you know that you got to be careful around the people you hang with or talk to, or it could be possibly one of your family members and all this, you'll know how to kind of maneuver around them or whatever, and maneuvering through certain streets that might have cameras or whatever. But if you know you got a satellite watching you, or the government has some secret type of spy stuff up there in the sky, you're going to maneuver a whole different way. Like, it makes you think a whole other level. You know what I mean?
Right.
A good
So
example.
some people that might be hearing this for the first time, they'll be like, "Whoa, shit!" That might turn on a light bulb for them.
Okay,
And they'll
caller.
start moving a different way. That's what I was trying to prove that.
Okay, caller. Before I let you go, I'm going to ask you a question.
Mhm.
Why did you ask that question?
Why did I ask that question? Well, I asked that question because I seen this one. I forgot where it was. I think it was in Miami. Some guy, they caught him down there with like a whole bunch of millions of dollars in his house. And I forget what I read in the article, but they really didn't have nothing on him like that really proved that like they were had any agents watching them or anything really for him to really be even on him. So it led me to believe that there could have been something like that,
Okay.
somebody watching that guy.
All good, caller. Listen, we went over double time. I have to let you go so we can get some more calls in it. But I thank you for calling in, my bro.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, bro.
I mean, I know he might be listening, but I just wonder why he asked that question. It had nothing to do with the show.
Oh, maybe he's Freaky Tales is also can be conceived about the unknown or things that we're not up on game on, that they're the government or that either
You're right.
supernatural forces, Yeah.
Because that movie with Gene Hackman, rest in peace, Gene Hackman.
Oh, one of my favorite movies of all time. Enemy of the State's phenomenal.
Enemy of
If you
the
guys
State.
haven't seen that, Gene Hackman is incredible in Enemy of the State.
Yes.
He's phenomenal in it. Like,
And
one
he's
of
also-
my favorite performances of all time. is
Also
in that
phenomenal and Unforgiven.
movie. Oh, he's incredible. Yeah, rest in peace. I said I'm the Black Gene Hackman in one of my albums coming out soon with Stu Bangers. I'm the Black Gene Hackman.
Hell yeah, that's fucking dope, bro. You know who I say? I'm the Mexican Stephen A. Smith. Okay? Straight up, bro. Like, straight up. I love Stephen A. Smith. I don't care if he's a cowboy hater. I'm a cowboy fan. And you know what he says every time he does a book signing or a meet and greet? 90% of the people show up are Cowboys fans. So it's all good. It's all love, bro. But anyways, okay, everybody. Once again, 323-659-1850, 323-659-1850. Let's go. If not, we're just going to go ahead and finish talking about Ed Gein's cologne. What kind of designer clothes Ed Gein wore. Did he wear straight white socks or Argyle socks?
What kind of perfume his mother wore?
Exactly. So, anyways, let's go, guys. I know you guys want to call in, but you know what's funny? I get people all the time that tell me, I want to call in, but I'm so nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. Just come on and call, man.
It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, I know somebody that says that too.
Bro, I know
Yeah.
several people all the time.
Don't be nervous.
I
Y'all
wanna
behind the
call
phone. We don't even see your face.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. If you guys are not going to call in, well, I'm going to tune out. So, Anyways, other than that, Alex, how are the comments looking like? Anybody drop anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Comments are steady.
Okay. Okay, you guys. Give me you guys a couple of minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, don't be nervous. Y'all call in, man. If this is like something that you're interested in, or if you don't know too much about Ed Gein, or if you're not familiar, just call in.
Yeah.
Give you a little recap.
Absolutely. Other than that, has that Jemison kicked in?
Oh yeah, I'm drunk as a mother.
Oh, bro, I'm feeling good too right now, bro. Because you know what? When I do Freaky Tales, I never drink unless you're here. So
I hope that's not a bad thing.
no. It's actually a good thing because you know what? I'll drink like every once in a while, but like after tonight, I'm not going to drink for a while.
Well, sometimes, like you said earlier, you know, when you have 30 things that are on your shoulders, you're working on 30 things at the same time, you need to wind down a little bit. You need some time to yourself where you know, well, let me just relax. Right. Got so much on my plate, you know?
Absolutely, bro. And that's the way I feel tonight. So once again, if you guys want to call in, go ahead and call in. If not, once again, you guys got 2 minutes to call in. If not, you know what happens? Every time I log the fuck out, the fucking phone lines keeps going. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'm not going to answer your shit. So I'm telling you, call in right now.
It's like right when you're like, have a good night. They're like,
exactly, bro. Exactly. So other than that,
It's the 10-second delay.
yeah. Okay, here we go. We got somebody right here. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
This is Melissa from San Antonio.
I'm sorry, your name was?
Melissa?
Melissa from San Antonio. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm just checking out your podcast and really enjoying the topic, even though it's kind of creepy.
yeah, it's dark.
Well, it's freaky. That's what we do here.
Yeah, but this is really freaky. Like that guy you're talking about.
Ed
That's
Gein.
just I've never heard of him before until now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's one of the more he's one of the more popular killers as far as like who influence movies and popular culture. He's one of the more bigger names.
And this is the first time I've heard of him. And you were talking about the movie. It was a movie that he made. I mean, that they made of him.
There's a couple.
There's
If you want to watch a film that's directly based upon Ed Gein, there's a couple. There's one in 2000 or 2001 called Ed Gein. There's another one called The Butcher of Plainfield. But my favorite personal one, the character is not named Ed Gein, but it's absolutely supposed to be him. That's called Deranged, starring Roberts Blossom. That's one that I highly recommend. It's a very icky. You're going to be turning away from the screen a couple times. You're going to be like, this is pretty fucked up. But if you want to learn about Ed Gein as far as that in a film form, I would say that's a good start.
I never even heard that one.
That one's great. It's fucked up. Shout out R.A. He actually introduced me to that one. My guy R.A.
He said it's great. It's fucked up.
It's pretty messed up. It's black and white. It's 70s. It's like early 70s. So it's not like the most craziest, goriest graphic shit you'll see, but it's definitely explained and acted out very well from Roberts Blossom in that film. Deranged.
Oh, good.
Well, cool. I'm gonna have to check those out because, like I said, I love horror movies. Like that's the genre that I watch everything, and there's like no good movies that actually are scary to me. Like nowadays, like back then it was The Exorcist.
Right.
So like today, I don't find them like frightening at all.
I agree. A lot of the horror movies now are very watered down. They're not scary. They don't give you nightmares. That's the thing with films that I grew up watching with Exorcist, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Jaws. Like even these films would give you nightmares. They would give you nightmares. They would be like, yo, this shit was so scary. This messed up my head, like for that weekend or that viewing. Now you laugh at them. Or now you're just like, that was cool. That was cool.
You know what? I'm going to make a comparison to music, okay? Is that when it comes to film, back then we had less, the movies were better. Back then we had less, the music was better. Today we have more, music and movies are not as good.
Oversaturation.
It's almost like we had less, we had to be more creative.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, totally agree, 100%. So
All
I
good.
just want to call and let you guys know that I really enjoyed this topic, and now I really want to check out these movies and see who this guy was.
No, check it out. You know what?
So,
October 3rd on Netflix, they're dropping Ed Gein series. The first series of Monsters was Jeffrey Dahmer. The second series was the Menendez brothers. Now it's Ed Gein.
Yeah.
So you're gonna enjoy that.
Charlie, if you're familiar with like Sons of Anarchy or anything like that, Charlie Hunnam, the lead actor from Sons of Anarchy, is playing Ed Gein in this new Netflix series.
oh no, I think he is so cute.
Yeah, a lot. That's why I. Okay, so you just said that. You're like, I think Charlie Hunnam's cute. So check this out. That's why I love when Johnny Depp or Leonardo DiCaprio or the poster boy actors that are considered cute or attractive play these messed up roles. That's why I love it, because I love hearing the women's reaction in the theater that are like, ew, or oh my God, that's Johnny. That's why I love it. I love when actors that are poster boys take that chance and play darker roles.
Zac Efron.
Like, exactly. And Leonardo in Django. Did we ever think Leonardo would pull off the slave owner plantation Django role, Calvin Candy?
He's fucking dope.
He killed that shit. So that's my favorite Leonardo performance. So when I see poster boys play these dark roles, I champion them. I'm like, yes, get that shit, kill that shit, you know? Because all the girls are like, yeah, I love him, but he's scary.
That girl that played our what's her name? Warnos?
Yes, Charlize Theron killed it. She was amazing in Monster. I didn't. When I first. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
That's okay. It's just like, I mean, I thought that was a really good performance. Like, I would not have guessed that was her. Couldn't believe it.
She was incredible in Monster.
She was.
Like, the first time I seen Monster, I did not know that was Charlize Theron. So the fact she won an Oscar for it and everything, extremely well deserved. She was phenomenal in that film.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I'm expecting with Charlie Hunnam.
Yes. Yeah. I think he's going to do a great job. I have a good feeling. Like, even the voice that he has, there's only a 2-minute or a minute and a half trailer that's very quick for this new Netflix show. But just a little bit that I heard from Charlie, I think this is going to be his best performance ever. I think he's locked in for this one.
And you know what's funny that you brought that up? I've never heard Ed Gein's voice. So obviously they had to have give him something.
Yeah.
To imitate that voice.
Yeah. There are interviews with Ed Gein. There are a little bit like audio clippings that you can find from Ed Gein, from what I remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it's not a voice. Like with Gacy, we know his voice. Ted Bundy, we know his voice. Dahmer, we know his voice for the most part. But Ed Gein is one of those ones who most people wouldn't know his voice or wouldn't really. Yeah.
Yeah, for the simple fact that it was that long ago, though, huh? You said it was like in the 50s?
Yeah.
I want to say they discover the authorities discovered his crimes around 1957, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it is
thank you
older
so
time.
much, guys.
Thank you so much.
You guys have a good
Yes. You have a blessed night. Okay. Good night. Bye-bye. Okay, that was the last caller. Let's go ahead and get out of here. We can take these off. All good. Now watch. I guarantee you people are going to start calling in. And I'm like, I'm not going to answer. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to thank everybody for making Freaky Tales happen tonight. I want to thank everybody that like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't hit the like, just go hit the damn like button. It puts us in the algorithm where more people can watch it. You know, I want to thank Afro for coming through tonight. You know, Afro is a blessing to me. So, you know, I just want to thank you, my bro, for
thank you, bro, man.
This awesome. And I want to thank Adrian from Florida that introduced us.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he's in Florida, but he said you got to connect with Afro. And I go,
that's right. Shout out Adrian, my brother.
He said, is he in Florida? No, he's over there with you. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, but like, yeah. So I want to thank Adrian. Other than that, I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. I want to thank everybody who like, comment, subscribed, etc. Called in tonight. Alex, before we give a shout out to anything? No? Okay. Afro, the floor is yours. You want to give a shout out? You want to say anything? Yeah. Anything we didn't capture tonight you want to say or add to or whatever? Anything you want to promote? Go ahead.
Yeah, I would just say anybody that's not familiar with Ed Gein, he was a subject that I found very interesting ever since I was around 13 years old. I was a little bit younger. Despite how messed up his crimes were, he stood out to me the most. I've always been a true crime enthusiast as far as looking into how the psychological mind works, how people operate, how the sickest and most evil men operate. And Ed Gein is at the very top of that list. He's one of the most disturbing, creepy, disgusting, diabolical humans that ever existed. And he's the one that's always popped up on my head when people ask me, who is the sickest killer? Who is the most disturbing? Who's the darkest one? Ed Gein's always popped up number one for me. And that's including a lot of the bunch like Gacy, Dahmer, and such. But yeah, that's just me being a nerd. You know, I highly recommend that mini doc that I talked about earlier, The Ghoul of Plainfield. You can find it on YouTube. I think that's a great introduction to how Ed Gein operated. And that's what did it for me. That was the first introduction for me.
All good. You know what? People are telling me thank you for going live tonight. First and foremost, I want to thank Afro for taking the time to come through tonight and chilling with me, getting buzzed with me, you know, saying like, it's always a fucking beautiful time every time he's here. And it's like, how old are you, my bro?
28.
He's 28. He's my daughter's age, yo. This guy could be my son. He's so fucking knowledgeable, but he's an old soul and I love him. So you're always going to see him here. So much love and much respect to him. When can we expect new music, or is new music out, or what's going on?
Yeah. So I'm working on my new project. It's called Aphrodisiac 3. I'm completely producing it. That's coming out September 26th. I got my new my last single for it coming out this Friday called Curious. My lady Elena, we just dropped her single called Betcha. That's produced by me as well. Her debut album will be coming out October 3rd. That's also completely produced by me as well. So.
October 3rd. Okay. All good, bro. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to everybody once again. Thank you, everybody in the live chat, everybody who like, comment, subscribe, everybody who wasn't on the live chat, who just wanted to enjoy the show. I'm a little tipsy right now, but we're good. Once again, Afro, thank you for coming through.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for
taking the time. Other than that, my girl's blowing me up. I got to get the fuck out of here. Alex, go ahead and take us away, bro.